I'm now so pleased about our next guest. George, whenever you read the 6 o'clock news, whatever it is, I somehow feel reassured. It might be terrible, but somehow when I see you, George, I just suddenly feel better for seeing you. I'm so pleased that George this evening. George has been a fantastic friend to us, one of our distinguished friends. He has done so much for us, and we are really, really thrilled, privileged and delighted to have him. George Alagiah.
Thank you very much, Barbara, thank you. And I've just been reading the news, and it's nice to be in such a lovely, small, intimate gathering after speaking to 5 million people about an hour ago. Last night, when I should have been thinking about what I wanted to say today, I was actually poring over a map of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a place I was born, and we're planning a family holiday in Sri Lanka. And really for our family, I've got 2 grown-up sons, it's going to be more than just a holiday. It's going to be a way of rediscovering my family's journey, a way of retracing our steps, the steps we took, our family, from Sri Lanka to Ghana and then to this country. And the truth of it is that a few years ago, when my father died, I suddenly felt untethered. I felt really like there was no easy way to kind of say who I am, where we came from, what makes us happy, what makes us sad. See, when my father was alive, I could turn around and I could point to the sarong he wore. I could point to the food he ate. I could point to the stories he told. I could point to the Tamil he spoke. And that way I could show our sons, British as they come, that our journey started somewhere else. Now it's important, I want them to share in this story when we go back to Sri Lanka, not because I'm interested in telling them how different we are, but actually to try to show them that when we came here, when the Alagiahs came here, we didn't come here empty-handed. We came to this country with our talents, yes, with our hopes, and above all, with our capacity to work and to want to work. And going back to Sri Lanka is going to be a way of making sure our sons know that. Now, what our trip to Sri Lanka will mean for the Alagiah family is, I think, what a permanent migration museum could be for the whole of the United Kingdom. It could be a place, and Robert talked about this earlier, where Britain's story, the United Kingdom story, is told in all its colour and variety. As Robert hinted, this isn't a United Kingdom of nations. It is actually a United Kingdom of peoples. And that's what a permanent migration museum could represent. It could be the place where refugees and migrants, those born here, those born there, those who are British by choice and those who are British by birth, where all of us can come together and take ownership and celebrate this immigrant experience. Yeah, I'm quite often described, apart from the man off the telly, or nowadays I get called a veteran journalist, but one of the other things I'm described as is an immigrant success story. But you know, that's only part of the story. Certainly talent had something to do with it. Certainly a lot of hard work had something to do with it. But there was also one other crucial ingredient when my family came here, and that was the great gift of opportunity that Britain gave me and my sisters. So the truth is that I stand here before you today not as an immigrant success story, but a British success story. I am what is possible when Britain is true to its real spirit, when it's true to its So So the Migration Museum will be the place, and it will happen, it will be the place where all of us, as I say, black and white, whatever colour we are, will be able to celebrate the story and call it out. Alf read out a couple of those cards, and do pick them up and tell us about your stories. And I picked out a couple because I just love it. Well, one of them is actually quite very poignant. Let me read it out to you. My parents were, quote, ethnically cleansed from eastern Poland by Soviet forces in the 1940s. After 2 years in a Siberian camp, Hitler broke the agreement with Stalin. My parents joined a fighting unit, a Polish fighting unit, alongside the British. They came to the UK in 1947. And the other one, this is my favourite. I came, I fell in love, I stayed. So that's a little bit of my story and a little bit of their stories on the card. Now, as I said, there will be a migration museum in the United Kingdom, I have no doubt. When that will happen, well, of course, that depends on our powers of persuasion, and I mean not just us, but I mean you as well, our powers of persuasion. And it also will depend on the money we raise. Robert talked about it. These sort of things don't get done without cash. Every report that Sophie and her team put out, every exhibition they mount, all of that needs cash. So, if you can, today, and there are people with t-shirts, blue t-shirts I think going around, if you can give some money, then spare us some. More importantly, as Robert said, if you know someone who's got a little bit more than you, we'll tell them about it. And you know, after reading about the Sunday Times rich list this weekend, there's certainly plenty of money to go around, but, and we only need a fraction of that to get this thing off the ground. A migration museum, a permanent one, is, I think, an idea whose time has come. Right now, in this great debate we're having about globalization, right now in the noisy argument we're having about our place and status in the world, just imagine a place of honest reflection and quiet celebration, a place where we will have time and space to think about who we are and where we are going. That is the prize. Thank you.